Hey everyone, welcome to my review of the 2017 Audi Q7. I'm just going to do a little bit of a walk around. I'm going to show you what I think about the car. I'm going to go inside, show you the interior, show you all the buttons and cool things that you can do with it. And then I'm going to do a little test drive, really to give you a feel of what it looks like, what it feels like, and what you're getting for the money that you're spending. At the very end, for those of you who don't know, I have a car rental company here in Phoenix. We rent cars out, and I'm going to show you why we purchased this car, what we purchased it for, and really kind of the whole brains and ideas behind it. So stay tuned for the end if you want to see what we're doing with it. All right, so right now I'm going to do a little review on our 2017 Audi Q7. This is a car we just bought, and this is going to be a dummy review, as in I didn't do research before. This is kind of my first time really looking at it. First off, I wanted to point out the key fob. It's kind of a silly little thing, but I really appreciate the design of this. Simple, sleek. Not a ton of options, but I just really like the look. This is a really good looking key. We got the black. It's a 2017. It has 55,000 miles. We picked it up at auction for $22,800, which I think is a really good deal. Super clean. There's really nothing wrong with it. Like the wheels, super simple. First thing that I want to look at is the engine bay. So let's open it up. Sometimes these are tricky. Oh, easy. Super dirty engine bay. Got a V6 in there. Almost everything is completely covered. Definitely needs some good cleaning. That's it. That's what it looks like under the hood. Yeah, everything's mostly covered. But, okay. Good to know. To see it. Walking around... It's just, I mean, it's a really simple design. It kind of reminds me of like one of our VW Tiguan's. Pretty similar. I really like the backlights, the size. It's definitely a good size. Let's open up the trunk from the remote. Okay. Looks really good. I like these. There's these little back controls on here that lift up the seat. Let's see if we can do those. Okay, I like that. I like that. Second set of mats, which is always appreciated. Sometimes you can ruin mats, and that's never fun. So to have a backup is nice. Okay. I really like this car because for $22,800, you get 7 seats and a really luxurious design. And on Turo, this thing rents out for, I think, $22,000 for a year, which is perfect because our rule is about 8 to 10% a month. So we want to make its money back in a year, which this should do. Have a button up here to close the hatch. It's nice and quiet. Okay. All right, let's go inside. Let's see what it looks like inside. All right, so sitting in here, definitely good feel, simple controls, but let's start it up and see if we can hear anything. And not really inside, but watch this. Hold on. I'm gonna open the door. See that? Let's do it again. Got the screen that pops up. That's pretty cool. Something that I really like about this is definitely not the back hatch. I'm going to close that real quick, actually. There's a lot of things I really like about this already. Sound system sounds good. I really like this gear shifter. It's just, I don't know, it looks really good. There's not a ton of SUVs that have something similar to this. It's definitely pretty unique to Audi. The buttons are pretty slick. I like the lights to show what it's at. A lot of different screens in here. Compartment is pretty nice. It is like a little velvet type of feel, so that's pretty nice. Decent size. A lot of these are plastic usually. Looks like there's some plugins here, maybe for Sim, SD2, SD1. I've never known what those were for, but it has it. Controls for the screen up here are right here. There's like a little dial. There's a lot of, okay, there's a map. That's cool. You could change to telephone. Okay, this is actually really cool. So these 4 things here will change. Okay, so you can go to media, you can go to radio, and then this will kind of control some things too, it looks like. That's cool. What I like actually about these little pad things, I have no idea what they're called, but when you press them, it gives a really nice feel to them. That I know is definitely not unique to Audi. I've seen a couple cars of those, but definitely cool feature. It's very rare that you have a car that have buttons that actually sound nice. Usually there's like no sound, or they sound weird or cheap, but this one clicks. That's a weird thing to say, but this one clicks and it sounds really nice. Heated seats, but it just, sounds really nice. Another thing that I like the paddle shifters, even though it's an SUV that probably a mom's going to drive, or a family. It's cool that it has that. It definitely gives it a sporty feel. Something else that you can see is there's lights in here, so you can see a light for the gas level. You can see a light for the engine temp, a light for the RPMs that will get moving. Well, I guess that's just to show red line. So that is pretty cool. Let's see. There should be controls. Okay, so the controls up here on the steering wheel are to show this little screen here, and there's a map on this little area here, which is cool. I've never owned a car that has had a map there. All these things are weird, but I mean, just cool little features. Door lock here on the side. Okay, again, this is another cool thing, but it's just so simple. When you roll down the windows, these window controls have silver on them, which normally they're just one color, super simple, but these have the silver on them, which make them definitely stand out, definitely unique. The child lock buttons are right here, which not every car has. Yeah, this definitely has some good usage of buttons. Like there's a lot of things you can do with this thing. So let's put in drive. I like the shape of the steering wheel. Oh, the seatbelt just kind of tightened up a little bit. That's neat. I like the shape of this right here, the part of the steering column. It's just a nice shape. It looks really looks sporty, I guess. So I'm just going to take it around the block. I just really want to get a feel for how it shifts, transmission, how it drives. Feels pretty smooth. We're going over some bumps. Definitely not too stiff on transmission. I'll tell you one thing I do appreciate is transmission shift speed in a car. A lot of cars will either have a lag shift or will just feel weird or wrong. And I really, really appreciate when they have a fast shifting time from one gear to another. And this has that, which is really nice, especially when you go, I'm going to switch it into sport right now. I'm going to go to paddle shifters. This is where you really can feel how fast a car can shift on your own demand. So let's put it in 1. Okay, let's give it a little bit. So a couple things. First off, definitely has some kick for SUV. I know it's a little bit of sportier than a regular SUV, so it definitely has a good kick. You could hear a little bit of a sound from the exhaust, which is kind of cool. Being in sport, you can feel a little more power on it. I definitely like to feel this. I guess this maybe isn't your standard mom car. Yeah, you can hear it winding up a little bit. I'm going to take it out of sport for now. But definitely has a good feeling when driving. So smooth. Transmission is really tight. Feels really good from gear to gear. It's short. Shift time, which is not every car. Again, some cars are worse than others. I will tell you, this may sound a little snobby, but Lamborghini Aventadors, I've had the chance to drive a couple. And the shifting on those is like it throws you back. It's such a hard shift and such a long shift that versus maybe a Porsche like a 911 Turbo S, for example, completely different. Like a Lamborghini takes a Lamborghini Aventador specifically takes a long time to shift. What if you're driving a Porsche or Ferrari or anything like that? Way quicker. So I really appreciate faster shift times, which is just a personal preference for me. Definitely, again, a good driving feel. I really like, there's a really large sunroof that covers the front and the back. Typically, you only see a sunroof that covers like the front portion, which would be this one square. This has both for the front and the back, which I really like. I mean, honestly, there isn't a thing yet that I don't like about this. I'm sure someday I'll find something that I don't appreciate. But this, everything in this feels really good. Let's see. I'm going to roll this up real quick. Oh, look at that. Look at it coming down. I'm gonna have to give this probably on a scale of nicest car to worst car that we own. I think this is our nicest right now. This is really nice. I mean, everything about it. It's an SUV, which we have plenty of, but it's a really luxurious feel, which we have none of. We do have a Cadillac Escalade that we're co-hosting for somebody. It's a 2018. It's the top of the line one. And I mean, call me crazy. I don't know if it's the buttons or if it's actually there's the Escalade right there. I don't know if it's the buttons or if it is the controls or what it is, but in my mind, this feels more luxurious than the Cadillac Escalade, which is crazy because the Cadillac Escalade is 2 to 3 times the price. I mean, between the two. Couple different ports there to plug in your phone. Parking brake right here, pretty standard. The volume button here. I mean, yeah, super good looking car. I would say right now it's definitely my favorite in the fleet. If I were to go out, have a nice date night, go to a nice steakhouse or something, this would be the car. And if I needed to get somewhere fast, like a football game or something, this would be the car. Okay? A lot of space in the back too. All right, so that's my tidbit on the Audi Q7. Definitely didn't give you all the specs, all the information that maybe you wanted, but I'm super excited. It is a really good feel, really good look, has some speed. It's honestly the best of all worlds, all that I can tell. Leather interior, 7 seats. I think it's going to rent out extremely well. It's going to be a great addition to the fleet. So thank you for watching, and maybe we'll do another one of these in the future, but stay tuned. All right, so welcome to the breakdown of what we got the car for and kind of the reasoning on why we bought it. So 2017 Audi Q7, we bought it from auction just last week for $22,800, which for us was a really good buy. We're expecting to pay anywhere from $24,000 to $25,000, and that doesn't include like registration, any tax you have to pay. So we felt like that was a really good deal. We did some research on purchase cost or maybe what it's worth right now, and we found most of them over $30,000. So we brought it low. I mean, $32,000 to $34,000. Everything was solid for, so we put it for $30,000 as the true value of the vehicle. But now I'm going to show you the reasoning on why we decided to go with that. So first, we're going to go to Turo car calculator. For people that are getting into Turo or have Turo, I wouldn't say that this is the end-all, be-all. Like the Turo calculator doesn't have all the knowledge in the world, but it definitely is a really good baseline on understanding how well a car has or how much potential a car has to do. So what I'm going to do is go into here. And so I'll just explain what we do, plain and simple. I'll go to our region, which is Phoenix, Arizona. And I did this a while ago, but I went through every single make and model. And I looked at, so I'm just going to take this for example. I looked at the estimated vehicle purchase price versus the annual revenue generated. And I figured, okay, so this car is $36,000 and it's making $15,000. My thought process was, okay, how much can I actually buy the car for, either from auction or private? And then how much is it going to earn annually? My goal was to get as close to the same number as possible as in yearly annualized revenue and estimated vehicle price. True price, not the estimated on here. So we did Audi Q7. That's where I actually got this. So it said estimated value is $58,000. And if you go just based on their numbers, and this is why you can't, it's not the end all be all, you can't just like fully rely on them. It says that the annualized ROI, return on investment, is 79%, which is extremely low. Like if you go up here, you could find a Chrysler Voyager, 214%. Or you could find at Phoenix, it's Fiat 500, so 386%. So like that is absolutely crazy. And if you look here, you're going to see a estimated vehicle purchase price and the annualized return or what you generate annually about the same. So if you can get as close to that, it's 386% or whatever it is. I'm guessing it's probably a little closer to 400% will be the number, the true number, if they're exactly the same. And I know it is based on vehicle annual vehicle amount, but that's pretty good. So that's the goal, is to get these two numbers as close as possible. So with Audi Q7, I knew at auction I saw them selling anywhere from 20 to like 24,000, and I knew that since it could make about 21,000 in a year, if we could get it in the low 20s, that would be a really good purchase. So we went ahead and did it. Just started it, so we'll have to keep you posted on the results, but that is extremely good. So it takes it from that 79% annualized ROI closer to that Fiat 500, which is 386%. So it takes it from being like not a very good car to buy to being like matching the top car to buy. So again, I don't think this is like how you need to like base everything on their numbers that they have, but it's a really good base point for annualized average annual income for the vehicle, and then figuring out what the actual purchase price of the vehicle, because 58,000 is brand new. So figuring out the actual purchase price of the vehicle and then determining the actual ROI on it. Again, for us, it's going to be closer to the 380 to 400%. So just do that. So look through the cars in your area, figure out what you can actually buy it for, and that's going to get you a really good result on wanting to find the best cars to buy for Turo. I hope you like this video on both parts, maybe taking a look at it, and also the information on the back end, which is showing you what it could generate on a yearly schedule and maybe the reason why we bought it. But thank you again for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. And if you want to see anything, if you have any questions or anything, definitely comment them. I love reading everybody's comments. They're very entertaining and just fun to read. So thanks again for watching. I hope to see you in the next video.